Hey y'all, what's up, my beautiful peeps? Welcome back to a brand new episode of Gifted Since 92, giving you guys the latest and exclusive content on new music, entertainment news, and inspirational quotes by me, the Queen is back. All right, guys, your girl's been busy, 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 but I'm back. And you know what? I'm pretty much am so excited because I'm going to talk about this, and it's about time, period. Because um, in the pop music world, and especially in the music landscape, recently, and I'm going to be very honest in this video, and feel free, you can have the red carpet, voice your personal opinions. Hey, y'all good with me, really, there's no nostalgia in music, barely in music anymore. Because what's going on recently, you guys checked out my review to Chloe Bailey's In Pieces debut album. I did a review on that. And you know what? Even I decided to make this video because this needs to be addressed. And like I said, I'm not here to this is not a bashing video. No, because I understand how things go. But I'm really disappointed of how music in the entertainment world, because I'm a millennial. I grew up with music and pop culture, right? So I'm 30 years old. I'm like still young. I don't look like I'm 30. I'm in between the middle. So, but a good example for Chloe Bailey, and people have reviewed her debut album. I feel that her debut album, check out my video because, like I said what I said in my video. If you're interested, check it out. Um, but I also feel like there's a number of factors that really bother me. And because I love Chloe Bailey, she is talented. She's been that girl, but she doesn't have the right people around her to make her like the next Chloe Bailey. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. Period. She will never be. She can't be Beyonce because in that world, it's a different story. Chloe Bailey is the next Chloe Bailey. Please check out my rant. I believe it was, I guess, rant number 50 something. But this is the issue. The issue is when there are really talented musicians, every generation, they're gonna have to find themselves. We get it. But the issue is in this climate of marketing and promotion, and Chloe Bailey's album sales, they, they're not, she didn't sell a lot. But I'm gonna tell you something. Regardless that she didn't sell a lot, she went off a little bit on the, she went off, and she has every right. Because I feel very, very I have empathy for musicians. They put in the work. The music industry, we know how it is, and it's like I get it. I see like the responses, I see the criticism, but to be honest, at the end of the day, it's really a lot of things that Chloe Bailey's In Pieces album would have been better. She's not the only artist. There have been artists before her, whether they were underground or mainstream, that had issues with promoting themselves as artists. They've had issues based on the marketing, how they're being marketed, the record label. Maybe the record label, isn't allowing the people in the record label, is not allowing them to be creatively free, to have that freedom to like, okay, this is my sound. I'm gonna stick to my sound. I can experiment with my music, but I want to stick to my sound that my core audience, my fans, period, CORE, my fan base knew me from the jump, okay, before I got to mainstream. Or maybe I'm not on mainstream, but still they still rocking my music. And or there are politics and biasness in the music industry. So there's a lot of things that come together. And I really feel it's really sad because we're in this new generation where there's this social media campaign of supporting the artists and supporting and buying the music. Now, I do feel that does help, but it's a lot of toxicity. It's a lot. These musicians, they have lives, they got things to do. And it's okay to be a fan, but the thing is, I feel like, well, this is really, I'm concerned because not only we gonna get this same old narrative, it can change for the better now and in the future. And you get on the ball now, and yes, you're still going, like I said, these musicians, they still go through trials and hardships. But even like my favorite musicians that I have supported for years, I have witnessed as a fan, like I said, they would vent and about how they had to, go to another record label, or they got dropped from a record label, or people behind the scenes with being, Jeepers Creepers, and like, like the single was supposed to come out, but then they had to fall back, they had to reschedule, or the single got, released too early. There's a lot of BS that they have to go through. So mind us as fans that we should be mindful to, be aware. And like I said, just because your favorite artist isn't on like how the mainstream level, how they say, oh, the next Bay, Reed, Nicki. Listen, no, they're the next them for themselves. And what's really sad? I kind of feel like even what's going on too. Even I've noticed. I did a video, a rant about rapper Sweetie. She released her EP. Oh my goodness, I know the name of the EP, but I can't. I cannot remember it right now. But she had the same thing. She had went through the same backlash, which really, to be honest, there needs to be new ways for these musicians to promote their music. These musicians gotta have to be focused on the music. Period. It takes a trajectory, it takes longevity, it takes a lot of sacrifice, hard work, but they love it because they love to do it for the passion. They know what they're capable at, or what they are capable as musicians. So it's like the low album sales. I'm not surprised because at the end of the day, people are not really investing in these artists as much as they should have. And then plus, when I was coming up, I'm a millennial. We had 106 in Park, we had TRL, we've had Rap City, we've had when BET was popping, popping, popping. BET had a lot of diversity, just different new ideas, creative outlets. Even BET isn't as exciting as I grew up. Okay, for most of us, my generation, I grew up with BET. Most the audience, because BET is pretty much a black television entertainment network where it has catered to black people, black culture, right? And also people of races, they like it because they love music. So it doesn't matter because music, is diverse. It like connects with different walks of life. But without the platforms like 106 and Park TRL, how many years ago has it been since they got canceled? Then I remember TRL coming back a couple years ago, right? And guess what? It's like MTV Music Television is supposed to be a platform where to still continue that tradition of getting these musicians' voices heard, make sure that they promote their music. So I also noticed too that even like social media. Like people demand music, but the thing is, you have to wait for a product. It's a different story in this music industry, and I'm not here to dictate anybody how they feel about it. You feel how you feel is fine. Like be yourself, have your opinions. But from where I came from, like growing up with how music, just to hear certain artists, especially when they do have that really versatility, that eclectic, that mystiqueness. And you have these really, really talented musicians that have that nostalgia. The only thing is they're a new generation, right? They're growing up with their peers. They're no different from the generations that came before them that grew up with their peers in music. But the only thing that needs to get back is that formula of promoting your music. Make sure you get the right people to promote your music. Um, you got managers, like I said, that they, and it's really sad because really I feel like even seeing like the backlash. I mean, unnecessary. I understand. But the thing is, there needs to be new positive outlets for artists to promote their music and for fans to engage, interact. And it's like Instagram, TikTok, um, Twitter, Snapchat. That's cool, but TikTok to promote music? No. Twitter to promote music? Yes. Instagram to promote music? Yes. But just focus on the social media outlets for musicians because they're going to promote their music and they're going to promote their brand. Focus on the Spotify. Focus on the datpiff.com because they got mixtapes. They're underground independent musicians. They put out their mixtapes and stuff. Focus on iTunes and I also feel that there should be really, like I said, there needs to be new music platforms ASAP in the future. Because what's going to happen is, okay, like the musicians that are not selling as well, because when I came up, musicians were able to sell like at least 100K, 200K, 300K, depending on the people around you in the record label. But see, like I said, even years ago, still record labels are still kind of shifty depending on who the artist is. But I kind of feel like even with this new generation, they need to see their musicians, their artists that they grow up that they love to engage, interact with in healthy ways. Where oh man, yeah, okay, I saw so on TV. We even have like the television shows that do still market musicians to promote their music, like Jimmy Kimmel Live and the Tonight Show, Jimmy Fallon. Um, uh, man, the Gurney Show, Ellen, and who else? Who else? Mm, I know a couple of them, but that's the thing. But it's really sad because now, really, at this point, there needs to be just new management, new team, new direction, and I think the nostalgia has to come back so bad. It has to come back real quick, real quick, because I feel empathy. I have a lot of empathy for musicians. They put so much work into their music, their brand, their image, but I also feel like it would be better to start off small, but you still gotta hustle like you still gotta hustle like you have a big record label behind you. It doesn't matter because if you're not signed to a record label and you hustling as a musician, you gotta get the connection. You still gotta hustle as you got that record label behind you. Okay, you still have to hustle. Period. You still gotta have that. Listen, okay, cool. I may not have that, big, contract. I may not have like the same investment as musicians from regularly, but I still gotta hustle because I want to make it. Period for me because I have something to offer in the music world. But it's a lot of these things also as fans that we don't know about, and then it's really freaking this, and this is the reason why I don't care. I don't really care at this point because, okay, good example. I really felt and I really had a feeling that even as the next black female superstar, because Chloe is one, Normani is one, and I'm excited for Normani to release her debut album. But like I said, as a part of the Normani Nation, because I'm like, okay, cool. We listen, y'all already know. So I'm not going to even go down like the list because But what I'm saying is that I literally feel that we're going to have to just have like as fans like more of that like okay, be aware about stuff. But then it's like even for a debut album, the excitement. It's just really sad because even Chloe Bailey's debut album, In Pieces, I mean, it's really a dope body of work. I mean, it's solid. I mean, I say this is solid. It is dope in some ways, but for me, I feel like she would have had better music producers. And I know she produced. I found out she produced her music, so that's great. That's good. That's amazing. But also, because people they do miss that nostalgia of like you're not gonna recreate. You can't recreate 2000s music or the 90s music. I mean, they'll have the influences are there, but I feel like Chloe's debut album, it was headed in the right direction. It was, because the melodic, the melody, the only thing that really dropped the ball with her, it was just too much catering to like that mainstream sound, like that mumble trap rap. And she could do that a little bit, but she can sing, and she can sing on any track. She can sing on any beat. She has that really eclectic enigma. Then I also noticed that the features really fell flat, because it's like, oh, just throw anybody on there except for Miss Elliott. And Miss Elliott, now that song, the song she has with Miss Elliott, is a banger. It is dope. I enjoyed it. I love it, because I feel that that should be a single, really. That should be a single. But this is really sad, because even like I said, the singles that she has put out so far, Chloe Bailey, but it's like really she don't really, I mean, she has singles out there that would have been more, especially because I know would have had a hit record. Now I know like the songs, aware of like what she's put out so far, so I'm not gonna go there. I just want us to stick to the point. But I think that it's very sad that no, that showmanship that Chloe Bailey has, that like natural talent, that natural ability, she should have had people around her that would have been like, you know what? You would have tried this direction with your sound, and you would incorporate with the sound she already started, right? She would have been a way, 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 way better predicament. She would have been a way better, like, she would have had like that. It is more of like that, like with that enigma, but with nostalgia. But also, she has, she's one of those, she's a gem in music. She is. Because I kind of feel like listening to In Pieces, I did feel the direction and narrative of In Pieces, but I feel like some of the records were repetitive. That's all I gotta say. But sonically, for a debut album and the excitement of a debut album, it's like really, and then she's really unfortunately getting this, a lot of the backlash, a lot of the negativity. Now people they love the album, cool. She even has gotten people that do like the album, they do. So it's not all like negativity. So don't get it twisted. But it's kind of like she's not really, it's kind of like there's a lot of, it's sad, because really what should have been done, this what should have been done. Those like top contender, like how you select singles that, okay, this could be a hit record, this could be a hit record. Even it's okay to like, dream big, but it's strategy. It's the timing and the execution. You got to strike while the iron is hot, period. Because she released like what, Have Mercy, Treat Me, um, For the Night featuring Lotto. Now I feel For the Night featuring Lotto would have been a fucking hit record. It would have that record all over stamp approval. It is stamp approval, period, because that record is like her and Lotto had chemistry. I don't know why. And then the record wasn't even promoted at all. So it was really sad, because her and Lotto would have promoted that record. Most likely they would have booked a Jimmy Kimmel Live show. They would have booked a Jimmy Fallon show. Oh man, they would have did that. There's a huge chance possibility that record would have been all over the radio. It would have been all. She would have gotten like a crossover record with a feature collaboration. And Lotto's one of like the dopest female rappers that out. But No, drop the ball with that one. So there's different factors. There are different things, but like I said, I just don't. The nostalgia in promoting music is gone right now. It's really gone, and then social media, the really then took a landslide, and then and then went. That's not. We don't want that. We don't want. We want more. That's it. That's all I'm saying. But I do like that even listening to these really dope, talented, musicians, and then I'm gonna talk to you guys about why I never liked it. This whole thing about the next artist of this generation that has to stop. Period. That gotta stop because that's another issue, and um, we're just not gonna have it no more. I'm not gonna have no more. Period. I'm not gonna have it no more. I'm not. There's no next. You gotta be the next you, and that's that. Period. I don't have the energy. I don't, because I just don't feel that it's not fair, and it's really sad, and it's the same old, redundant, and then like people are not really focused on the music. It's always, well, who's gonna be. There are superstars in music. There are that who stand out. It's just being very calculated, strategic in a positive way, but you gotta be cutthroat, because I feel that as time goes on and moves on, there's gonna be musicians coming in with their own style, and the musicians that came before them with their own style. It's like everything is gonna be coming through, and I'm gonna be like, look, all I'm saying is there's room. But at the same time, I said, and it depends on the record labels, and also depends on the management and all that above. But I feel that music on the radio, like, oh man, like I heard this song on the radio, it's popping. Or I heard this song on the radio, oh, it's like out of nowhere. It's like coming out of nowhere. Like, so the thing is, I think that what really also needs to happen is I I'm starting to really see that these musicians, they are taking a lot of control back. They're taking that control back. I'm going to also do another video. I'm going to do another video because it's really excruciating to really see how there's a lot of really dope musicians that have been out a couple years, coming out right now. They're starting out right now. But that's the thing. The music climate is dry. Yes, it is, because mainstream radio is dry. Okay. There's not, and really, as I don't, I barely listen to the radio. I barely listen. Yeah, I barely listen to the radio nowadays. I just, be like, hmm. It's just not how. Like I said, it should have been continuing. Also, Soul Train. The Soul Train Awards are another thing too, because Soul Train has been around for years, but the award shows now, except for Soul Train, the music platforms need to get back. There should be a new name. It could be, because I don't. This is gonna be amazing. 1/6 and part TRL come back resurrection, but with a new up to date modern style with some new tools and all that great stuff. But if not, there has to be new music platforms emerging with a new sound. No, I'm sorry, a brand, a new excitement, thrill, enthusiastic with that. Okay, fans interact, and especially with social media. it was fun too. Like how 1/6 in Park, good example, even like interaction with, because even social media was, buzzing throughout the years. You had the 1/6 in Park countdown, the fans vote for their favorite music videos, all that great stuff. And then as social media started to get more emerging, okay, Twitter and stuff like Twitter and read, you know, stuff from Twitter from fans. So there has to be new ways that, musicians can really, I mean, even the ones that have been putting in the work, but it's like it's really sad because it's like they're not getting the fruits of their fruition. They're not. And they're really not. They're not getting the fruits of their fruition. They are not. They're pretty much doing all of this and they're not getting anything in return. So guys, I just feel the nostalgia, it's like dry, period. Nostalgia in music entertainment is just dry. So what do you guys think? I want you guys to come up with ways. What do you think needs to happen? What are your thoughts and feelings, and who are your favorite musicians that you have been, following, listen to, and then they've had issues, in the music industry, and what have you heard, and like as a fan, like let's have a connection, let's have a dialogue, because really, like I said, most of us, we got our own stuff to do, but it's good to have that conversation, period. So with that being said, guys, share your thoughts and opinions. Stay tuned on the next episode of Give Cincinnati 2. Like, share, comment, subscribe down below. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification button. And as always, stay tuned on the next episode of Give Cincinnati 2 Dragon Ball Z Narrative Reference. Peace. Bye-bye. You guys exiting out. Super Saiyans out.